And so, 11 years after the original American McGee's Alice, along comes this sequel, or remake as you will, called Alice Madness Returns. This time, a great darkness has taken over Wonderland in the form of a menacing steam train, and Alice goes on a journey inside her head to save it. I'm sure there's some deeper metaphor in there somewhere, but I just can't put my finger on it right now. What Alice does deliver is a tight 3D platformer, which actually does away with most of the frustrations associated with the genre. There's also a heady mix of combat, which plays very similar to any of the recent 3D Zelda games. What's good about the platforming sections is, if you fall off, once Alice shatters into butterflies, you're put back on the platform before you fell, instantly without a loading screen or a long track back in sight. It's also very easy to judge where you are in 3D space, which means you'll only be falling off if you make a mistake. There are plenty of items to hit to reveal health and teeth to upgrade your weapons, and plenty of moving platforms to negotiate, secrets to find and keyholes to run through once you've made yourself small by holding down the left bumper. Combat sees you fighting creatures with a combination of your Vorpal blade, a pepper grinder gun, a teapot and a clockwork rabbit bomb. You can also bash things over their head with your hobby horse. Combat also feels tight, with different enemies needing different tactics and weapons used on them, and if you get low on health, you can even click the left stick and go absolutely mental on them in a last-ditch effort to stay alive. To make things up slightly, there's also the odd puzzle or riddle to solve, and some rather boring side-scrolling sections to pad things out a bit that seem to be all the rage at the moment. Presentation's a mixed affair though. Whilst Wonderland itself is full of weird and wonderful sights, there are issues with textures loading up in front of your eyes. The sections where you walk around London in the real world also look really bad. Maybe it's a design choice or something, but characters just look weird and really low resolution. What is a joy to watch though are the 2D cut-out cutscenes that maybe should have been used more in-game, apart from during a few of those side-scrolling levels, as they're absolutely gorgeous to watch. Alice Madness Returns isn't a bad game by any means. The gameplay is solid enough, but it just isn't varied enough to keep my interest. The game's also rather long and repetitive, with fetch quests that only seek to elongate the game even further. It does feel good to play though, even if it outstayed its welcome, so it gets a very good 7 out of 10.
You've been watching a review from Games Weasel. If you want to get the show each week, which includes video game reviews, news, previews, competitions and special features, then head over to gamesweasel.com for our video podcast, Games Weasel TV.
gamesweasel.com